G'day one and all, how you going? My name is King Admiral Commander Black Star Lord, Triple Lead at your service. And welcome back to me. I'm engineering the Crate Mark II. So I'm going to have to go onto planets to do a lot of engineering. I'm not going to record the TS tonight. So if anybody jumps on TS, and you hear me chatting away to somebody, that means I'm chatting away. Unless it's my TS, you just won't hear their conversation, you just hear part of me talking to somebody else. Now, first of all, move this out the way. Let's get back into the game. And I'll show you what I've got to engineer. Just get rid of this stuff first of all. Don't like all this stuff just popping. Oh, remember, the ship's arrived here, which is okay. So, I have to admit, the Crate can be a pretty good fighter. So now let's go into what we got to do. Okay, engines. We're going to need to continue on our dirty drive. I don't think the Crate really needs it, but we're going to do it. So basically, we're going to go find out on the planet. We've got to find that there from a signal source and closed security systems. That would be grade 4. Grade 5, we've got to find that, which is an outbreak, and I'm probably going to need that too because we're running low on that, so we're going to definitely need that and that too. So I've got to find outbreak and where we got to say. This is signal sources, that one. So that's not too bad. We'll find those as we go along, but we've got to get to the planet first. And we'll get all the stuff we need from the planets. Wrong button. Oh, no, don't lock up on me. Come on. Oh. I hate when it does that. As soon as I get on, it starts playing up. Okay, so back to this one. So that's what we need for that. I'm going to be doing all this in open, of course. I still got to finish a lot more engineering. The multi-cannons, of course, I want to engineer them, but I'm ran out of parts. So basically, that's going to be found on a planet. Same thing, planet, and I've got to get some more of those, which I'll find on the planets. Oh yeah, surface. Oh yeah, planet or surface asteroids. Then I'll probably get some more tin because that's on a planet as well. And now I'm still hunting down for my chieftain. So that's is annoying one because I've got to find where that is. I know it's a signal source. So let's lock the camera so it doesn't move. It's times of war, and honestly, it's one of the hardest ones to find. I find. Now, hull reinforcement packages, I need that, so I need that as well again. I need that for a lot of stuff. I may need that, but I don't know yet. But what I'm going to do is just hunt down the materials. And of course we're going to need tungsten again, and probably that. So, now that will help with shield generator. I think, no, still need some stuff for that, which is... I've got to hunt that down. Civil unrest. So I'm still looking for civil unrest for the other one as well. For certain things. I think it's a beam laser. Shield cell bank is done, I think. Yeah, that's done and dusted completely. Beam lasers. I've got to get... I'll show you another one now. I've got to get the other one. I'm still going to hunt down those from the bigger ones as well. Actually, no, I've done the other one, haven't I think? Yeah. Economy boom for that one. And the other shield cell one, because I've stuck on 4 as well, from planets. And I'm probably going to get some heat veins as well. So, it's a lot of stuff I've got to hunt down. Unless I can trade maybe the heat veins and mob. Heat veins, maybe I could go to a trader maybe for heat veins. could go to a manufacturer trader if we do need them. But we'll come across that bridge when we come across it. Power plant. I still want to finish this off, and guess what I'm going to need is that. The magic. I'm going to need a lot of that. So I've got to find a planet that has a lot of that on. Sensors are long range, and I need that there really. I've got to find probably some other stuff in there too, because I'm running low on the other ones. So I probably need that and that. So I'm not overly worried about that too much. And I still have. That's not everything yet. I still got to get. What's the name? Drive. What's it called? Yeah, the friendship drive. I've got to get that done. I haven't even done the armor for it yet. The shield boosters. I've got to finish off engineering those. Outfitting. So there's still a lot of things that I want to engineer on this thing. Hard points I'm not worried about at the moment, but I actually do find this combination. Honestly, out of all the combinations I've played with this game, I'm finding multi-cannons and beam lasers work really well together. Even on this type of ship that uses a lot of power. But I had to replace my multi-cannons onto the three large ones, because I found even just using 2 large beam lasers, even just being engineered in them, of going for efficient weapons and that, I still found them lacking, chewing up too much power. I still got to do special effects on these as well, which I want to do as well. And I find beam lasers, these are just the most effective. I find this the most effective setup in most ships I've come across. So we're still got to do heat sink launch has been done. Shield booster done. Oh, that's maxed. Okay, so we won't worry about that one. And is it done in the old system or the new system? I don't know what it's maxed as well. So I'm not going to touch those. I probably just have to and of course I haven't done anything with the allies yet, so I'm definitely may. Now I'll probably put. So I could go. No, I'll probably go that. But well, a lightweight gives me reduces my speed down a fair bit. Boost speed. I could go that one, but I might go that. Gives me the extra protection. I need that for. It's 100 million. I might buy that. I'll go and get a shooting rush and buy that with a little bit less. So pointless buying it here. They're all been done and dusted. Except for I do other stuff. Options. Now, I'm happy with that. Fighter bay. I'm only got 1 fighter in there, which I'd like to have 2, but if I do that, I have to remove that one. And that actually comes in handy when you're going against a couple of opponents. As you should say. Cargo. Fine. Hull reinforcement package. I'm really liking this ship as it is. A lot of people use it to kill Thargoids and stuff like that. I don't. Now, let's select the ship I have here. A Federal Corvette. I love this ship. I think, honestly, out of all the ships, because I do like the sluggish moving ships, and I'm not too sluggish like compared to, like, to me this ship turns on a dial with the way I play and how I like it, like a diamond should say, compared to like the Anacondas, the Type 9 and even now I still want to try to, I don't know if I can do anything, nothing, because it's still in the old system. And I really wanted to work on this one, but then of course, what do I got to do on this thing? So many things. Like the hard points. We've got 2 huge multi-cannons I've got to work on. Right, currently they're maxed out, but I've got to try to convert them over into grade 5 into the other one yet, and I still haven't played around with them yet, and I want to keep them the special effect, of course, which is incendiary round on that one, and corrosive shell. I want to keep those two because they do really do some damage. Then you've got another third multi-cannon there, which I've still got to work on. Actually grade 4, so that's another corrosive shell, so that's what I might do with the other one, 2 corrosive shells and 1 incendiary. Then I've got 4 turret of B-blades. I know that's lazy, but they're all Heelys. They've been modified, all got defend or throw Healy. But they're not completed up to grade 5. Which, honestly, yeah, I think I probably should really go. That one's completed at grade 5. That was completed at grade 5. But I'm happy with this setup. Very nicely done. I could remove these, put some rocket launchers or something else into there, but then you'd have to have a third fire option. I don't really want to go down that pathway. These have all been done as well. But as I said before, these are all old school. That's all from the old stuff. Nothing on here is from this current generation of engineering. And the same with the Eternals. Like, it's not really designed to just go into a conflict zone with it, but with other people. But it's not really designed for that. It's designed for multi-purpose ship that I can do multiple things into. That's why I grabbed this ship, because I've got SRB things. I have the advanced discovery stuff, docking computer and all that. And I like to be able to scan planets and whatnot. And just looking at that, I'm using 90% of the power. I don't know if I really want to try to rechange the engineering. It doesn't give me the best light years and jump rise, but I'm not worried about that. Now, what I'm going to do is have a look around this system, see if there's any planets that are going to give me what I want in this system. And that's the easiest way to do it, first of all. And if that doesn't work out, then I'll just see what's the percentage chance of actually finding the stuff I want. That's the main one I'm after. I think that's the one, yeah. I wrote it all down on a piece of paper because I just prefer to write it all down on a piece of paper. I think, yeah, that's the main one I'm after. So, that has a percentage chance of 8.1. I'm after pretty much everything else in here I could use. It doesn't have 10 though. So anything better than 8.1 of this would be nice. Now, let's go this one. That doesn't have it. This one. It's got iron, nickel, sulfur, everything else I want, but not what I'm after there. That has 5.6. That's got 10, which is bugger all. Did that one have 10? No. Okay, so 8.1 is the best. 5.4, which is only hop, skip, and jump away. That has 10 and tungsten. No, it doesn't have what I'm after. Hold on. We're going to have to... trying to think. Nothing else that I want there. I'll going to stay on there so I can look what I've got. That's 4.7. That has got tin 1.5, 1.2, sorry. Tellurium, I'm not quite sure if I need that, but now there is a program that, bear with me, I'll have to go into. So 5.4. Tin 1.5 doesn't have the other one. 5.6. Let's see if there's anything closer to here that might have. There is no, there's nothing else there. So far, that's the best planet that has what we want. Now, 8.1. Now, isn't there another planet? Let me just slide this out the way. I'm just going to curiosity. Shrink that down. I want to go into. I just want to figure out what. Would it be a Nara? I'll bring it up into Nara or EDM. We're signed in. I'll go and have a look at Nara first of all. See if Nara has what I'm after. Does it have how to find something? Planets? Okay, go. Engineering. Blueprints, components. So I've still got to go find the special effects and all that. With was it EDM? But then of course that's surface ice rings. Okay, could go to ice ring mining, ice rings, or surface. I could just give myself a rock. Since I don't have that. Okay. So, would that work? Find nearest material trader, view missions, no. I think I might have to just go down there. I want to see if this one can, if it's a better percentage chance of me going for a fly than it is actually going for let's see. No, it just gives me that. No, it doesn't tell me what else I want to know. Let's open up. I think it's EDM. Now I've got to find it again. EDDM, is it? EDD. Just trying to figure out what looking. No, that's not what it is. EDA. It's finding. Just going to search online, just bear with me. Where can I find elements? I'm not quite sure what the program was I need to find. Let's just know. Doesn't help either. ADD. EDDB, I think that's what it's after. Yeah. Elite Dangerous Data. That's what it's after. So I'll put that part of that one. Now. Material. Search systems. No, we want commodities, fiction, bodies, trading, other. No. No, bodies would be under? Oh, no. Material finder, there we go. And let's find that one. What system are we currently in? So let's bring us out of here for a second. Where are we? Okay, so this is one. So it's O T T space. I know I could probably just gone to that planet and found it, but I'm just curious of looking around elsewhere for that one there. So that's that. Bring that back, see if there's anything. Don't care if it has rings, don't really care about that, don't really care about the body type. Max distance, don't really care about it. Planetary landing, don't really care. We want to find, don't really care. Power alliance, combat star type, don't care. Find bodies, let's see what it does here. And the percentage chances, okay. Now, I think ours is the best system so far. We know that's 8.1, that's where we can go to, but filter system. A little too. Please enter more characters. This really doesn't help me. System reference time. I want to know quantities and not just here, but okay, how about if I get rid of that? Full stop. So we know it's 8.1, we can find it. How about if we just find it at the system in there? Okay, it looks like you need a system. Okay, so 9.3 is the highest so far on that particular type. Okay, we want a quantity. Can we just get the that's what the most amount, highest and lowest, but okay, 10.9. So 8.1 is not too bad, but where is that system? Okay, we'll just type. Let's basically copy this system. And now, move that away, go back into our search filter. Control V. I'm going to have to put that onto the other thing to make it short, to make it easy like that. To find things. $155 light years away. Let's have a look at. It's going to take a while to get to one of these systems. And the question is, do I go to that system or do I want to go into somewhere else? I have to do a shortcut for that eventually. Let's see if that's closer. 180 something light years away. It's getting further away. I'll just do the top. See if there's anything close by with these systems. And it's basically how let's copy and paste the names of each one of these systems into there, and we'll see how we go. and finding a system that may be closest. That's 109 light years away. Keep going. We'll keep going down. I'll make this part of. Oh, come on! You're supposed to be a part of that. Come on, work with. Okay. Trying to get this one. I'll get into there. Right, you're fine. Now go into. Oh, okay. I'll grab that one. Put that one into there. Then. I'm just moving my tabs around. Now, where was I? We're up to number 3. MSE. Right about typing, copy and pasting that one. MSE. There's 100. So far, the other one is better. 100 light years away. This just has a look. I could have really got it been there and done, right, but I want a higher chance of actually finding this particular item 107 years away. That has 10.5, that has 10.6 in it. So, one called Mortal. The other one I haven't scanned the other place either, so. I probably could put up wrong one, Control V. That's it. How far are you away? That's the closer. That's only got a 10.5. That's not too bad. That gives me a 10.5 chance of finding instead of a 10.6. So that's closest to 97. So we'll have a quick look at the other ones and see if they're going to be closer. As long as we're in the 10, I think we're going to be good. If I haven't been to the system, that's okay, because I can scan it as well. It gives me extra credit scanning the system. 64 light years away. That's better. That's still 10.5. There's one more 10.5. I don't think I want to go any lower than 10.5 because then it gets just, yeah, I'm wasting time. So that's 64 light year journey away, and one last one. And no, is it? No. Both got distance is 1.8 light seconds. So let's copy this one. Put that back into there. I have to admit, I had to learn how to do. I never knew how to do Control V to paste. I thought it was be Control P, but I've been to this system, so I don't want to go to that one because if I've already scanned it, I don't want to go to it. But that one is a bit further away. 3600. And it took me a while to learn how to do all that. No one's actually on tonight, which is kind of surprising. But that's okay. That's 90 something light years away. I've been there too. Now we'll go back to the other one. Even I could go to the higher one. What was it? Tier? How far that one was away, and if I've been there or not. Oh, bugger! I hate when I do that. Does that to me. I think you clicked onto it, didn't it? It's 107 light years journey, but I've been there though. See that one? $107 light year journey away. And SC, where are you again? Because it just makes it more interesting to go to a. You have to go to the system every time you. No, I think I'll go to that one then. I think even though it's a bit. There's other ones that are closer, and they're probably better and all that. But I just never been there, so let's go there and have a look. I have a sniff at the rocks. And how many jumps are there going to be? bad, is it? So, that was this page here. So I'm happy with that. It's 10.5 chance, not the highest. I could compare one of those, but they're a lot further away. Yeah, we'll give it a crack. We haven't been there before. And the Iris doesn't seem to have anything on here. And currently, that's my Twitch channel, but one viewer. So let's plonk that back to there. And take that off so I can back to what's the name? Look, I want to get some. What are we after? I'll buy some. How much are those that we've got? 'Cause I might come across something that I might need to shoot at. Come on. Got 32. Bring it up. 250. Just in case I want to use some. They always come in handy. I could go to ice rink. Excuse me. I could just get some mining lasers on and go to ice rinks. Now I think that distance probably won't have it. Jump rate not the best, but stay there.
Here are this week's major stories. A series of successful operations against the League of Reparation has led to much of the terrorist group being dismantled. But while the group has been...
Ship released. Departure authorized.
Landing gear retracted.
Delta Sophia Blue, agents have yet to identify the organization's coordinator, Nexus. Meanwhile, an independent report suggests that a French Thargoid warship will currently in fact be harmful.
Caution. Maintain safe separation.
Undercover Thargoid agents. A leading exotheologian responded by saying that he did not believe the group to be a threat, despite its unsettling beliefs. Political journalist Cassia Carvalho has compiled a profile on Jordan Rochester, fiancé of Princess Aisling Duval, for the Imperial Herald. The article documents Rochester's family history and raises the question of how he will balance being both a federal statesman and an imperial consort. In other news, celebrated author Rolav Redcourt has begun a promotional tour that will take him to over 50 destinations throughout the core systems. The tour will support Redcourt's new novel, Corsair King and the Storm of Desire, the 14th in a series of swashbuckling historical romances set in the 27th century. Didier Manja, Emperor
Frameshift drive charging.
Grace has completed work on the Tiverion Academy, a flight school for Imperial Naval Cadets, and is hosting an inaugural banquet to mark the event. The organization has placed an open order for exotic food and...
4, 3, 2, 1.
to be served at the celebratory banquet, and issued an appeal for mined resources, which will be used to construct a statue of Admiral Myra Tiverion. Finally, the campaign to supply a scientific project in Cologne has now
Incoming mission critical message.
concluded, and construction of a resource management center has begun. Hundreds of independent pilots made the journey to deliver commodities to Tier Technology Services in the Tier system. And those are the main stories this week. A profile of Jordan Rochester. Responding to public interest in Princess Aisling Duval's fiancé, Federal Ambassador Jordan Rochester, political journalist Cassia Carvalho has compiled a profile for the Imperial Herald. Jordan Rochester is now a household name throughout the Empire, though few were aware of him prior to his engagement to Princess Duval. But in the Federation, the Rochesters have been associated with success for over 200 years. The Rochester name can be traced back to self-made tycoon Apollo Rochester, who was the biggest landowner on Biggs Colony and the Altair system. Each generation since has strived for fame and wealth, and the expression "as rich as a Rochester" has become common parlance. The family matriarch is Isolde Rochester. She is a member of Congress, an influential figure in the Liberal Party and a staunch supporter of Shadow President Felicia Winters. Isolde raised 5 children, including Jordan, and it was her accomplishments that inspired her son to enter politics. Jordan's siblings chose different paths. The eldest, Jupiter Rochester, is an executive with Core Dynamics, with a personal fortune in the billions.
Fuel sweeping.
15 years ago he had his own celebrity marriage to actor Thomas Turai. They now have 2 teenage children, daughter Carly and son Kalen. Jordan's sisters, Juno and Jocasta, have impressive Navy careers, holding the ranks of Vice Admiral and Post Captain respectively. Only Jordan's younger brother, Jonah, has no title. He is believed to be the black sheep of the family. Despite being just 34, Jordan has already made his mark. He has overseen several high-level negotiations on behalf of the Federal Diplomatic Corps, and is now a trusted envoy, noted for his charm and tact. His future will be interesting, to say the least. How will he balance being both a federal statesman and an imperial consort? And what are the wider ramifications of the Rochester dynasty aligning with the House of Duval? Even more so than his predecessors, Jordan Rochester has already ensured that history will remember his family's name. The Didiomanja Emperor's Grace Academy inauguration. The Didiomanja Emperor's Grace has completed work on the Tiverion Academy, a flight school for Imperial Naval Cadets.
Incomplete.
The organization is hosting an inaugural banquet to mark the event, and to honor the late Admiral Myra Tiverion, the organization's founding member, who will have a monument erected at the site. A spokesperson for the Didiomanja Emperor's Grace released the following statement. The Tiverion Academy will provide new recruits with cutting-edge training facilities. To host a fitting banquet for its inauguration, we require help in sourcing a range of exotic food and drink. We also require a quantity of gold to make the monument raised in the Admiral's memory a truly spectacular tribute. The campaign begins on the 5th of July 3304, and will run for 1 week. If the final target is met earlier than planned, the campaign will end immediately. Colonia campaign concludes. The campaign to supply a scientific project in Colonia has now concluded, and construction of a resource management center has begun. Hundreds of independent pilots made the journey to deliver commodities to TIR Technology Services in the TIR system. Professor Alexei de la Vega, in charge of the research project, made this statement. With the construction of a research center, we will be able to monitor population spikes and manage resource allocation throughout the region. Pilots who contributed to the project can now collect their rewards from Bolden's Enterprise in the TIR system. Starport status update. This report presents the latest data on starports experiencing technical issues as a result of Thargoid sensor-related interference. The following starports are currently closed. Aaron Dock, HIP 17838. Gary Gateway, Sheka. Gentle Survey, Joe Lagro. Gordon City, Anagori. Meanwhile,
Frameshift drive charging.
the following starports are on the brink of closure. Hurston Platform, Yamahan. Malfos Terminal, Pleiades Sector, HR, W, T1, 41.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Newman Camp, Shinrata Desra. Mitchell Ring, Karnawek. Delay Survey, Ahamaker. Cube Mugdal Enterprise, Kakas. Norgate Hub, Ovatbury.
Incoming mission critical message.
A Thargoid fifth column, amid growing public mistrust of a fringe sect that worships the Thargoids. A report suggests that the group's members may be undercover Thargoid agents. Independent journalist Flint Firemaker Lafosse shared his theories via the Rewired news feed. I'm sure you're all just as creeped out as I am by those hooded monks and their stinking hive chapels. Granted, being creepy isn't a crime, and I was live and let live as the next man. But isn't it strange that this cult is rising just as the Thargoids return in force? The idea of humans working on behalf of aliens might sound crazy, but think about it. All those escape pods captured by
Fuel sweeping.
Thargoid ships, what did they want them for? After a bit of brainwashing, they'd make perfect spies, sent back to infiltrate humanity using this religion as a cover. What scares me is that these freaks don't communicate. They just lurk in the dark, waiting. Why are they so mysterious? What's going on in those chapels? For all we know, they're seeding our planets with barnacles and eggs, right under our noses. Leading exotheologian Dr.
Disengage.
Fred Alyanov responded with this comment. I can categorically answer one point. The reason the Fire God worshippers are not interested in communicating is that, from their point of view, we will all be dead soon. As for the rest of this speculation, nothing in my studies has caused me to suspect this group to be a threat.
Frameshift drive charging.
Despite its unsettling beliefs, major victories against the League of Reparation. A series of successful operations against the League of Reparation has led to much of the terrorist group being dismantled. Captain Niam Sutunia, a member of the Tri-Superpower Task Force investigating the League, released this statement. Over the last few days, Senior Agent Ramirez and I have led multiple raids
Incoming mission critical message.
against the League of Reparation. We interdicted several of their ships and located many outposts concealed within Imperial and Federal systems. The key to these victories was the decryption of their communications network. Despite meeting fierce resistance, our security forces arrested or eliminated dozens of League members. In some cases, we acted just in time to prevent further murderous acts against those descended from members of the INRA. We believe the League has been dealt a fatal blow, but we are still investigating how they gained access to top-level comms encryption and other restricted equipment,
Fuel sweeping.
which suggests support from influential individuals. Furthermore, we have yet to identify Nexus, the organization's coordinator. We have many fresh leads, however, and expect further results soon. Milo Vespa, an editor for the Alliance Tribune, published this opinion.
Fuel sweep disengaged.
This may be great news for some, but what about our citizens? The task force should be hunting down these animals in the Alliance. We know they're here. What with Admiral Buchanan at Lathan the Trap
Frameshift drive charging.
set for Chief Inspector Kilbride, whose bravery we will never forget. Why isn't a replacement out there on raids too? Deputy Inspector Klatt was unavailable for comment.
All 4, 3, 2, 1.
For Begins Interstellar Book Tour, celebrated author Olav Redcourt has begun a promotional tour, visiting over 50 destinations throughout the core systems. His new novel, Corsair King and the Storm of Despair, is the 14th in a series of swashbuckling historical romances set in the 27th century. A press release from Bone Spire Publishing stated, after many months of waiting, the next book in Olav Redcourt's pulse-pounding series is at last on sale. To mark the occasion, we have organized an epic tour so that loyal readers can meet the creator of the Corsair King, Lady Lastday, Rufkiss, and all their other favorite characters. The tour will begin in the Blatrum system and conclude 2 months later in Procyon. As with all releases from Bone Spire Publishing, readers will be able to customize the holo novel to enhance their reading pleasure.
Fuel sweeping.
Easy-to-use controls allow the reader to revise narrative structure, vocabulary and characterization, and the plot line will have multiple option points, enabling you to determine an ending that meets your tastes. An independent reporter approached Mr. Redcourt as he was boarding a passenger liner, but was only able to record a few short statements. These included, bounced across space like a damn human pinball, and nothing but meat for the sausage factory. The author's agent, Margot Hist, told the media, I wouldn't pay much attention to that. Olav was probably just thinking aloud while developing a new character. Week in review. Here are this week's major stories. Chief Inspector Kay Kilbride has been murdered by terrorist organization the League of Reparation. The incident took place in the city of New Rossif on Turnus World. In the wake of Inspector Kilbride's death, Alliance Interpol has assigned Deputy Inspector Mara Klatt to assume the role of Task Force Liaison. There has been a range of reactions to news that Princess Aisling Duval and Federal Ambassador Jordan Rochester are to marry. A congratulatory message was sent from the
Frameshift drive charging.
Imperial Palace, but there was no comment from Emperor Arissa Lavigny Duval. Senator Zemina Torval was frank in her disapproval, while Senator Caspian Leopold, who was rumored to be courting Aisling Duval, was supportive. Aegis has announced that it will allow technology brokers to reduce their requirements for items, in order to increase overall combat effectiveness against the Thargoids. A spokesperson for Aegis said the galactic community had worked hard to oppose the Thargoids, and that Aegis would therefore make it easier for independent pilots to obtain advanced weaponry and hardware. Meanwhile, an emergency report from Aegis has confirmed that the Thargoids have launched a large-scale assault on the Degiat system. The organization has called on all members of the galactic community for assistance in defending the system, which is home to the Gary Terminal Starport. A fringe religion that worships the Thargoids has become the target of hostility, with large numbers of civilian protesters reacting angrily to the sect's openly pro-Thargoid stance. Authorities have responded with assurances that the sect's members are harmless, and that criminal acts against them may result in prosecution. In other news, scientists in Colonia have announced plans to build an outpost to monitor the region's population and resources. Professor Alexei de la Vega, who is heading the project, said the proposed outpost would focus on ensuring that the ever-expanding region would have sufficient resources in the long term. Finally, an operation to support construction of an Aegis military facility in the Pleiades Nebula has reached a successful conclusion. Hundreds of pilots supported the initiative by delivering mined resources to the Oracle, and by protecting traders in the system. And those are the main stories this week. Thargoid worshipping cult garners hostility. Public reaction to a fringe religion that worships the Thargoids is one of mistrust and hostility, according to security reports. The nameless cult believes in the coming of the so-called Far God, and the subsequent extinction of all humanity bar themselves. Their hive chapels, inspired by Thargoid design, have sprung up on several independent worlds and in a few Federation and Alliance systems. Security forces in these locations have made numerous arrests for misdemeanors directed at the sect. These include graffiti, property damage, verbal abuse and physical assault. There are no recorded cases of worshippers retaliating, defending themselves or seeking assistance. Juanita Bishop, who runs a vocal citizen protection campaign, claims she is warning the public about a genuine danger. If these Thargoid lovers don't want to be human anymore,
Friendship drive charging.
they shouldn't be allowed to live among other humans. Our governments should pack these foul-smelling freaks into ships and send them off to join the aliens they love so much. And if they don't, it's up to us to stop them. You really want these degenerates to creep into your home at night and do obscene alien things to your family? Many authorities have responded along the same lines as Councillor Quinn D'Amigo of the Aranbara Hunt system. I would like to assure citizens that the Far God worshippers, while strange, are essentially harmless. Furthermore, criminal acts against them, including incitement to violence, may result in prosecution. The right to freedom of religion is protected by law in all systems where the sect has a presence. Starport status update. This report presents the latest data on starports experiencing technical issues as a result of Thargoid sensor-related interference. To Charlouis Enterprise, TM. Goof Dock, Azrael. Hansen Platform. Jimadi. Canon Vision, NLTT 14879. Cube Mugdal Enterprise, Kakas. Rennie Hub, Euroa.
Temperature critical.
Single Orbital, Matsia. State Now Survey, Cerno.
Warning. Taking heat damage.
Thomas Claim, Taylor. Vauculus Vision,
Fuel suit disengaged.
Vocalist. Walker Port, HIP 14886. The following starports continue to experience technical issues. Sturkau Port, SPOCS 253. The following starports
Friendship drive charging.
are on the brink of closure. Arend Dock, HIP 17838. Gary Gateway, to Sheka. Gentle Survey, Joe Lagro. Gordon City. Anagori. Morgan Port, Kuanyin. Morton's Paradise, Desi. Colonia Scientific Installation Project. Scientists in Colonia have announced plans to build a scientific outpost in the system to monitor the region's population and resources. Professor Alexei de la Vega, who is heading the project, published this statement. Our recent study into the region's population increase has revealed alarming statistics. If Colonia's population continues to increase at the current rate, it could lead to a serious depletion of resources at some point in the future. Monitoring infrastructure, terraforming, logistics and other issues will require the construction of a dedicated center for resource management. This will allow us to study the aggregated data and formulate a structured solution to avoid potential problems. The campaign is being run by Tier Technology Services, one of Colonia's partner organizations, which has asked pilots to deliver commodities to Bolden's enterprise in the Tier system. The campaign begins on the 28th of June 3304 and will run for 1 week. If
Warning. Temperature critical.
the final target is met earlier than planned, the campaign will end immediately.
Fuel suit disengaged.
Aegis installation operation complete. The operation to support construction of an Aegis military facility in the Pleiades sector, IRW.
Frameshift drive charging.
D155 has reached a successful conclusion. Hundreds of pilots supported the initiative by delivering mined resources to the Oracle, and by protecting traders in the system. An Aegis spokesperson made the...
3, 2, 1.
following statement. Every pilot who contributed to this operation should feel a great deal of pride in what they've achieved. The construction of this military installation will allow us to more effectively resist external aggression. The pilots who contributed to the initiative can now collect their rewards from the Oracle in the Pleiades sector, IRW, D155. Restoring order in Fusang. Security forces in the Fusang system are reporting that criminal organizations in the area are executing more frequent and audacious raids on civilian traffic. Wing Commander Horatio Montana Fusang Security had this to say: "Our resources are stretched with the Thargoid threat, and a certain criminal element has taken advantage, increasing their presence in the system and attacking trade convoys. While our forces are continuing to maintain order, the need to defend the system from external threats has had an impact on our overall effectiveness. With the help of Blue Creative Company, we hope to curb this sudden increase in crime, and continue to concentrate our resources on combating the alien insurrection. To counter this threat, the Blue Creative Company has placed a kill order on all ships on its wanted list, and has promised to reward pilots who deliver bounty vouchers to Acus Orbital. The campaign begins on the 28th of June 3304 and will run for 1 week. If the final target is met earlier than planned, the campaign will end immediately."
So that's our goal.
Thargoid assault on the Dekiat system. An emergency report from Aegis confirms that the Thargoids have returned to the core systems with an incursion into the Dekiat system. Admiral Aiden Tanner, Aegis's chief military liaison, delivered this statement. Following the Thargoids' retreat, all evidence suggested that their surface sites had become dormant, but new data from our Eagle Eye network shows that they have surged back to life, and that the star maps inside these structures are now pinpointing the Dekiat system. It seems this was only a brief respite while they summoned reinforcements from the Pleiades. Latest intelligence indicates that Thargoid vessels are now congregating in large numbers in Dekiat space. This is an alarming development for the Garay Terminal starport, which is on high alert. There are also several megaships active in the region, which are potential targets for the Thargoids. On behalf of Aegis, I am calling on all members of the galactic community for assistance in defending Dekiat. Without the aid of independent pilots, all assets in the system could be overwhelmed, with the loss of thousands of lives. Appended to the Aegis report was the following transmission from an unnamed commander operating in the Dekiat system. "I've just been attacked by something. Thargoid for sure, but my computer couldn't identify it. Some new kind of scout, maybe." The remainder of the transmission was unavailable. Aegis reduces tech broker requirements. Aegis has announced that it will allow technology brokers to reduce their requirements for producing items, in order to increase overall combat effectiveness against the Thargoids. Henrik de la Cerda, a senior engineer at Aegis Research, clarified this development. Aegis is aware that the galactic community has worked incredibly hard to oppose the Thargoids in the core systems. To show our appreciation, We are making it easier for independent pilots to obtain advanced weaponry and hardware. We have contacted all registered technology brokers and supplied them with additional funding, resources and manufacturing equipment. As a result, they now need fewer commodities and materials from those purchasing their designs. Our hope is that by helping pilots to upgrade their ships, we can enhance their survivability and encourage more commanders to join the fight against the Thargoids. Alliance Inspector killed by the League of Reparation. Chief Inspector Kay Kilbride has been murdered by terrorist organization the League of Reparation, along with 4 other agents of Alliance Interpol. The incident took place in the city of New Rossif, on Turnus World. A spokesperson for Interpol released a brief report. Chief Inspector Kilbride was acting on information that a League cell was operating from an abandoned foundry complex in New Rossif. She led an assault team with the intention of capturing the terrorists. Preliminary forensics suggest that the entire complex was rigged with concealed explosives. Kilbride and 4 of her colleagues were killed instantly, with 7 others injured. Kilbride was one of 3 founding members of the Tri-Superpower Task Force investigating the League of Reparation. The other 2, Captain Liam Sutonia and Senior Agent Tanya Ramirez, made a rare joint statement on behalf of the Imperial Internal Security Service and the Federal Intelligence Agency. This is a sad day. We have lost one of our greatest champions in the fight against terrorism. It's clear that the Chief Inspector was personally targeted with misinformation designed to lure her into a trap, an act of retaliation for her recent successes against the League. Although we mourn the loss of Inspector Kilbride, our work continues. Alliance Interpol has assigned Deputy Inspector Mara Klatt to assume the role of Task Force Liaison. We look forward to working with her to eliminate this fanatical organization. Deputy Inspector Klatt was unavailable for comment.
That's it.
Galaxy reacts to Federal Imperial betrothal. There has been a range of reactions to news that Princess Aisling Duval and Federal Ambassador Jordan Rochester are to be married. A congratulatory message was sent from the Imperial Palace, but there has been no personal comment from Emperor Marissa Lavigny Duval. News agencies on Capitol have reported rumors that the proposed marriage was not discussed with the Imperial family, and that the Emperor did not consent to the princess's engagement. Senator Zelina Duval offered a more definite statement of disapproval. This is an
Roger that. I'll take care of the mothership, Commander.
attention-seeking move from the princess, and a dangerous one. It is beyond her remit to...
Fighters online. I'm ready when you are.
Imperial policy in this manner. Allowing her to harbor romantic fantasies is one thing, but the Empire cannot countenance such a reckless political maneuver. Senator Caspian Leopold, who until recently was rumored to be courting Aisling Duval, was more supportive. I can assure you that many senators,
Target destroyed.
patrons and citizens are delighted
Target shields offline.
by the news. I've been privileged to witness Princess Aisling in Ambassador Rochester's company, and they make a charming and affectionate couple. I wish them both all the happiness in the galaxy. There was no response from President Zachary Hudson, suggesting
Target destroyed.
that the engagement was as unexpected to the Federation as to the Empire. But a statement was made by Congressman Isaac
Programming limit drone.
Rochester, the mother of Jordan Rochester.
Programming limit drone.
Why not?
I support my son's relationship
Programming limit drone.
with her
Cargo scoop deployed.
Imperial Highness, and I consider this a positive step for all parties. The potential benefits of stronger ties between the Empire and the Federation are incalculable, particularly in the areas of trade
Scan detected.
and defense. Many of us in Congress hope that this happy event spearheads a new era of cooperation. Reactions from independent systems have ranged from joy to outrage. The only official response from the Alliance came from a spokesperson for the office of Prime Minister Edmund Mahone, who said, "The Alliance offers cordial congratulations to the couple, although it remains to be seen if their intentions become a reality." Week in review. Here are this week's major stories. Aegis has confirmed that the Thargoid presence in the core systems has been significantly diminished, due largely to the efforts of the galactic community. Although the Thargoids remain
Wilco, Commander. Returning to Fighter Bay now.
entrenched in the Pleiades, Pleiades, their forces in the core systems have been pushed back to the Baal system, their initial beachhead. In related news, Aegis has confirmed that 3 starports attacked and damaged by Thargoid forces have now been restored to full functionality, following supportive efforts from the galactic community. The pertinent starports are Armstrong Enterprise, in the Baal system, Beaufoy Vision, in the Norni system, and Reed's Rest, in the Merope system. In other news, Princess Aisling Duval has announced
Docking completed. Hangar is secure, Commander.
that she is to wed Federal Ambassador Jordan Rochester. Both Princess Duval and Mr. Rochester expressed hope that their marriage would strengthen ties between the Empire and the Federation. There has been no official comment from the Imperial Palace or the White House on the engagement. A homicide attempt by terrorist organization the League of Reparation has been foiled, and the would-be killers taken into custody. Kay Kilbride of Alliance Interpol confirmed that the captives had been transported to a secure facility for interrogation, with a view to establishing the identity of Nexus, the League's apparent coordinator. Meanwhile, renowned billionaire Zachary Rackham, owner of Rackham Capital Investments, has made a sizable charitable donation to build new shipyards in the Colonia region. Every planetary port in the region, bar Colonia Hub, will soon be able to offer pilots a full range of services. Aegis has announced plans to build a military installation in the Pleiades. An Aegis spokesperson confirmed that the development was a response to the recent occupation of the Socho system, headquarters of Aegis Corps, by a hostile criminal element. Aegis Research has placed an open order for mined resources for use in the construction. Finally, Senator Caspian Leopold has announced that his appeal for commodities has been enthusiastically received by the galactic community. The materials will be used to build a rehabilitation center for those affected by war. And those are the main stories this week.
Ah, good.
Aisling Duval announces marriage to Federal Ambassador.
Oh,
Princess Aisling Duval has made an unexpected announcement regarding her relationship with
Let's just definitely know that one.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Okay, then.
Cannot comply. Limpid drone error. Deploy cargo hatch. Cannot comply. Cargo scoop deployed. Cargo scoop retracted.
Retract weapons. Oh, I didn't program that, that's why. Don't.
Frameshift drive charging.
That button to do what I want to do.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I don't even need this scanner anymore. I'll just leave this on. That's it before they come across. That's another source. Don't go, Sam, we're going too fast. No, we're not going too fast. Oh, I know what's going to do. He's going to do better to prepare for that battle. We want to top out the collectors. Let's see what this type of frame we've got here. I still want to scan the rest of the system. Oh, well, let's have some fun. This is threat level 4. Come on, let's get into there.
Fire startup activated. I've got the mothership, Commander.
destroyed.
That's gotta hurt.
Cargo scoop
Target down.
deployed. Programming limit drone. Scan detected. Cargo scoop retracted. Cargo scoop deployed.
There we go. That was fun. I'll take all what we can carry. I really enjoyed killing those ones. That was easy. That was actually easy, shooting fish in a barrel with a double barrel shotgun. That almost made me use my heat sink launcher and a shield cell back, but yeah. I want to collect all the goodies I can get, like tar. I hope they'll all disappear on me. Level 4. I better recall my fighter here. She might call a little bit of...
On my way, Commander. Fighter retrieval commencing. Sequence complete. Fighter is safely on board, Commander.
Dead ships everywhere. It doesn't give you the distance. Would be good. Distance would be better. So you can actually, if you kill a lot of ships, you can actually get a distance of where the materials are. The only way to do that is by clicking on one and saying, oh, that's 3 k's away. And so you want to get closer. I've got 59 of those. I could probably pick this up myself. Out of range. Come on. Shoot off. Going extremely fast. There they go. Oh, there's ships. It's flying about. Well, that looks awesome. These are good when you're going into a high res and you just want to collect materials fast and just go, yep, cool. Kill everything and you just collect every single thing. Then you can sort it out later. That's it, I think. No more contacts. No more contacts. That's it. Should run again. Okay.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Let's go. Right.
Cannot comply. Cannot comply.
Oh,
Charging. 4, 3, 2,
Surprise, it was on fire.
engage.
Now we're going to finish off exploring the rest of these places. I might go on the other battle ones, but see how we go. Close to get to this one. High grade would be good. If I find any high grade here, I'll be wrapped. Unidentified signal source, and that's pretty. There we go. No, can't be bothered. Already killed them all, and they just keep going. Where are we up to? Up, down. Unexplored. The closest up, unexplored signal source again. Okay, we'll go this one now. Combat aftermath, no. Keep touching. Don't think there's anything in the combat aftermath that I want. Oh yeah, free push control. There we go. That'll tell me if there's any flags that jump in the system. There you go, control F. No, control F. One gives the should have given frames. Control Alt F, I think. No. B, no, no. The Control B. No. Okay, nothing wants to. Oh. That's strange. Okay, now rather than go that's why. Control F. That's it. I was pushing the right one. Dangerous. Wow. Unidentified signal source. Waste of time. Now where am I off to? There's two there. Oh, don't mind me. Slightly losing my mind. This. I thought there was two there. Unidentified signal source. No, it's behind me. No. Please just give me one high grade one. All this effort of sniffing around here. Give me a high grade signal source and I'll be happy. I'll stop. Wasting my time. That's a long way away. So we'll just keep going. Find anything interesting we might just long kick away from this place, so before it scans it. So I was looking if we got any signal sources that pop up. I'll have a look at those. Frames per second is not the best. I've probably got to upgrade my computer. a small system with a lot of fighting. Yeah, for such a small system. And now it's not giving me anything I want. Anything I don't want to give me. Not giving me any unidentified signal sources. That's typical. Now close to unidentified signal source, yes. There. Distress call. No, I'm not even going to bother with a distress call. You can kiss my ass. 6 ways to Sunday. Excuse me, language there. Asp. Kiss my asp. 6 ways to Sunday. Every time you go to one of those, it's always a trap. If they want something that you know, I'm not going to give you fuel. They're designed to trap the fuel rates. Got some nice places here if you want to be mine. Sort of out of the way, off the beaten track of everything else. I was thinking I'm playing well with tanks, but there. Oh, what is this? Unidentified signal source? No, signal source. Oh, hi, great. Wow. Holy Batman. I don't believe it. Okay, I'll collect all the bits out. We found a holy grail of all holy grails. Get off that. We want that. There you go. Now, these are rare and far between. I don't care what I do care what's in it. I'm after certain things. But these are the holy grails to find materials. You gotta stop everything and go, we want that. Excuse me. And, like, it's the hardest things to find these things. That's the first thing. And what you're after, and bloody harder against it just gets annoying. Like, you can spend hours all night just trying to find one of these, and you could be in a high populated system, and other people who have the luck, they find them like dime a dozen, which is kind of good for them. But like, if you had 2 here, you couldn't really, one to go to one, the other goes to another one, and so forth, and you can scoop whatever you want up out of it. But if you've got more than you got other people, but if you're playing by yourself like I am at the moment, because there's no one else online to talk to or play with, it's kind of
Programming limit drone. Programming limit drone. Programming limit drone.
stop.
Cargo skip deployed.
What have we got? Photo. Not what I need. But I'm still going to take them. They might be useful for something someday somewhere. But it's still like a nice holy grail of holy grails. Water is good. Take collection targets. That's it. Oh, okay. can't complain, can we? It's still what I was after. How many of those do I have when it comes into? Does it tell me? Down the bottom of the told me.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Well, let's go to here.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. From 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I have to admit that was a nice find, but nothing in it. That could be useful. I don't know. I think it was. I don't know what they're used for exactly. Go that and then scan it so we can move forward. More crystal. Are you kidding me? Go there next. Nowhere else to go. Get a conflict zone here, low density. That might be fun to play around with. We want to get these scanned tonight and land on that planet, and then find the planet we need to go to and mark that one. We'll see if it does have on the readings in here 10.5 material. That is what we want to do. I still think I need to make those because I've come to a basically grinding halt in the game. I can't do the things I want to do like in the game itself without finishing off this engineering. I can go to other things like go find the alien, find the jump range thing, the booster, you can put that onto any ship. I want to hunt down those and find those, but I can't seem to find anything else. Like, yeah, it's going to take a while to find those as well, and to do that. I want to scan, but there's nothing of that. I'm not jumping to it. Detail scan complete. Right, let's scan. I know where you are, I just want to scan you. Don't know what it is. Since I'm right. Let's identify you first before we scan you. Right, let's jump into it. That was stupid. Okay, that could have been a high-grade emissions. That was
Frameshift drive charging. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
No, I'm gonna slow us down. Now it just like appeared out of nowhere. Like this one. Oh, stop. Let me scan you. Don't go too fast. Nope, not interested. Okay, so I can get that, but then I have to do a bit of research and try to find and just follow the bloke who done the video of it, and hopefully I can get I can then get those, then hunt, get all the stuff on the thing, but then you got to go find materials and all that stuff for that later. I wish you could just buy it, it would be better. So you didn't have to go through all this. Ugh. You know what I mean? Buying would be a lot simpler. That's just my personal opinion. So you wouldn't have to go, oh yeah, I want to go do this. He's got, I've got money, I'll just buy everything I need. Other devices. That will go past us. Oh, go away. Don't even bother. That would be a lot better than wasting time, wasting hours, if not days, if not weeks, if not months, just getting one ship perfect. Right. That's personally my opinion. Because that way there you can just jump on, build, get your lead status, do all that. Oh, go find the right broker, spend billions of credits or more credits to buy everything you want for that ship and to upgrade it, and then do all the magical stuff you want to do with that ship, and then just, yeah, cool. Go next ship, so forth. I know it's gonna get boring. Some people will find it boring because they'll have all the ships done. Well, give them an option, like you've already done here with trade or the material traders and stuff like that. Like I would like to be able to buy the materials I need to finishing off my thing, so I can then finally finish off the chieftain, then do the other one, and after that I can go forward. Then do the chieftain, then do the crate, then do this ship, and then go for each one of my ships, and then fine tune each one of those to exactly how I want it. Put the best jump ranges on the ship, and then go exploring. Right, and then doing stuff I want to go kill things or exploring or something like that. Which like I wouldn't mind it having it so you could, instead of have to like, what's the one I'm looking for? Go to individual, like say if you got a ship at the moment, you go to a certain system, instead of having that's what I'm looking for. Like okay, I'm in this ship. Instead of bringing another ship here and to going to, I should be able to leave the ship here and jump to say my exploration ship, and that could be on the other side of the galaxy, and do it and do the same with, instead of bringing the ship to you, you should be able to jump to your ships at no cost, and make it so it's like, okay, if you do, it could be an idea, but it's just an idea in your thought bubble. Technically it wouldn't die, but really, if you technically could die, you should blow up. That would be classified as the signals. Yeah, that might not work. appear in my head sometimes. Especially when I'm half asleep. I still think they need to fix up the heatsink launcher. It's really bugging me. My OCD at the moment, it's got 1 of 4 or 1 of 3. I'll check it here, 4. But if you look at it, it's got those little squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squares there. So technically each one of those little squares could be a heatsink launcher. Please do something with that. It bugs me. It honestly does bug me. Is that all of them? Have I explored already? Holy Batman, I have. Yay! Okay, so where do we want to go now? There's about one place. Okay, first of all, let's have a quick sniff at these planets while I'm here. It's just sitting there at the moment. That one there has 9.2. No, it doesn't have 10, but it has 9.2. That has 8.2. That has 8.1. That has Nutter. Okay. That has Nutter. So it lied to me. It didn't have 10 point. Oh, 3 point. Ew, 3.4. And that one there, Nutter. So it lied to me. Now, where am I going to? I'll just plot it here. So, let's go have a look at this surface. That doesn't have a one on there. Anyway, so I got 3 points on it. Okay, so that one there we've got docking. Okay, we've got repairing. Exploration, restock, yes. Should have got repair, so it's got restock. So let's go. Oh, we've got a resource extraction site. And then we step by 0.1%. Now we're good. I so want to. It's a hazardous one. We're going this one. They're both hazardous. And that one's in the shade. I don't think that's a resource. That's planets in the way. I went this way detected. No. Let's get here. I'm just curious. I'm into the far reach. Okay, let's that one. We will spit out our collectors. And the fighter pilot straight away. Got nothing in the cargo. Looks like that. Let's kill some things first. I just want to kill things sometimes. Sometimes you go, I don't care if it's a sidewinder. I'm still going to pick on you. Oh, you're high grade. No, not if you're high grade, I would stop, but you're not going forwards. Into the great unknown. Excuse me.
Programming limit drone.
Hold tight, Commander. Fighter is going online.
Limit drone. Programming limit drone. Connectivity expired.
Telepresence online. Awaiting your orders.
Why? Clean. You want to make sure that you Okay.
Scan detected.
You want me to shoot at you, don't you? You're deadly. He's wanted. Orders. Go attack that one.
Copy that, Commander. Engaging enemy now.
Cargo scoop deployed. Scan detected. Scan detected. Collector limit expired. Target shields offline. Scan detected.
That's one for me, Commander. Things were a little hairy for a second there. No more hostiles detected.
Programming limit drone.
You wanted. Come on. Who's fighting who over here? Oh, you wanted. Go after that one.
Affirmative. Maneuvering to attack position.
These can cause you a bit of trouble. Can't hear them.
Target shields offline. Under attack. Impulse attack. Trajectory disruption. Target shields
Enemy destroyed, Commander. That's the last of them, Commander.
Clean. A bit far away. I'm a bit bored at the moment.
scan detected.
You scared me. What you wanted? Go attack, please.
Affirmative. Maneuvering to attack position.
Under attack.
There you go.
Target shields offline.
That was quick.
Enemy destroyed, Commander. That's the last of them, Commander.
Gunship. You wanted.
Scan detected.
Oh, yeah, we'll go after you.
Roger that, Commander. Rolling to engage.
Frame shift charge detected.
Oh. He's gonna run away. Oh, over here. Oh, these two
shift charge detected.
He's jumping. Worry about him. Oh, he's close, isn't he? Yeah, mate. I do like
Target shields offline. Under attack. Collector limit expired. Collector limit expired. Scan detected.
Strike one bad guy.
Programming limit drone. Programming limit drone.
Go attack that.
Copy that, Commander. Engaging enemy now.
Warning. Thermal attack. Gaining heat. Collector limit expired. Target shields offline. Collector limit expired. Scan detected. Target destroyed. Programming limit drone. Programming limit drone. Collector limit expired.
That be expiring. You're not supposed to be expiring.
Programming limit drone. Programming limit drone. Under attack. Collector limit expired.
Dude.
Target shields offline.
Oh, come on, you're too far away. Oh, look, I'm gonna look away. Just ignore you. Now, the material's down here, isn't there? You're the only one wanted. Let's have a look at you.
Cargo scoop deployed.
Okay. You want it? Oh, you are wanted. Do the Asp Explorer. Too far away. Good. We still want to kill that one. We want to go to that planet in a minute. Yeah.
Strike one, bad guy.
Yeah, go attack that one for us.
Copy that, Commander. Engaging enemy now.
Go on, pick this up.
Cargo scoop retracted. Under attack. Cargo scoop deployed.
I have no shields, Commander. Need to take evasive action.
Target shields
The
offline.
ship's taking a beating. Not sure how much more of it they'll be able to handle.
Fighter assembly initiated.
Pop that one out.
Incoming message.
Hold tight, Commander. Fighter is going online.
Target shields offline.
All clear, Commander. Put me in the thick of it. That's gotta hurt. Target down.
Orders, attack that one.
Copy that, Commander. Engaging enemy
Scan
now.
detected. Scan detected. Under attack. destroyed. Programming limpet drone. Programming limpet drone.
Okay, you're still going. No, you only got 7% health, I'm not gonna worry about you. What are you? Oh, you're wanted. That shouldn't be done. Yeah,
Under attack. Target shields offline. Target shields offline. Scan detected. Target
Are
destroyed.
you scanning me? No, you weren't scanning me. You're wanted. You're way. Angry. What's a feather lance? Oh, I
Under attack.
want feather lance to see if you can eat some shit.
Collector limit expired. Target shields offline. Scan detected. Collector limit expired. Target destroyed.
You're too. How close are you? No, you're too far away. Oh, hello. Come here. Oh, come back, come back, come back, come back, come back, come back. Say you want it. Tell me you want it. Yes, you want it. She has some collector lipids. No, right like that. I'm ready.
Under attack. Target shields offline. Flight assist off. Flight assist on. Target shields online. Target destroyed. Programming limpet drone. Programming limpet drone.
We've got three gone. Oh, hello, Feather Lance. Don't mind if we do. Say hello.
Under attack.
Oh, he's not. That is nasty. My nasty man.
destroyed.
You're still playing with that one. You're playing. Oh, you're wanted. Oh, he's still way too far away. No, I'm really where are all these goodies? They're all over this way. A whole bunch behind us too, but we'll get the ones we can get closest to us. Back to weapons. I mean, oh, he's coming towards me. No, it'd be nice if we did. It'd be so nice if he came towards me. I think we might. How much have we got here? 700,000. I could do better. I'll just concentrate on killing things. I could do better, but it's not about killing things, it's about collecting the resources. Please, hopefully he comes closer. Bring him closer. You're almost going down. You're nowhere near me. But he's having fun. Gonna let him be. I might go to that planet next. I'll get all these goodies, go to the planet, then go to kill this. I might let that one live. He's doing such a good job against my fight.
Scan detected.
Hey, who scanned me? Oh, what do we got? An anaconda. Oh, in that case, we're going to stay for
Under attack.
Still 7K. Don't really want to take it or play with it like then. Python. Please be wanted. Mr. Python. Oh. How rude.
Scan detected.
Should be 201. Still about. don't want. I don't want those. Don't give me anything I don't want. Good. So I don't want to pick up cargo. I don't want to become wanted.
Cargo scoop retracted.
You still haven't killed him. Okay, enough playing. Let's go.
Hey, let's up the friendly fire, Commander.
Cargo scoop deployed. Cargo scoop retracted. Target shields offline. Cargo scoop deployed.
Strike one bad guy. That's the last of them, Commander. Wilco, Commander. Returning to fighter bay now.
Collector limit expired.
No materials left. No materials. Okay, let's go.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Where do we want to go to? Okay, so we will be going to that planet, I believe. That's the planet we want to go to. That gives us AN 9.2, which is better than really nothing. That's where I want to go to. Okay. Everything's done.
Cannot comply.
Oh, right, hold on.
Frame shift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
So that much money. Oh, no, that's oh, really? Almost 2 million. That was not too bad. I'm running low on money. I think got 450 million. If I spend 100 million on that, it's going to be a bit of money. Let's go to this planet, land on it, heal up, then we'll go to the other planet the next time we come back on because we're playing for 2 hours. Some strange reason, the other one's not working tonight. Discord. must be doing the community goal. It's a bit far. Yeah, I don't want to jump all the way down there to do a community goal because I'm just, yeah. Don't even know what it is. See, sometimes you need to have some fun with things. Halfway. Who's in Battlefield? I'll have to go down there after this game. Don't know who that is. If it's somebody I know, I might join him. Join him, but I've got to land this thing. I can always go to other planet later, so I'm not worried about that. Land it, have a look at the planet, have a look at what they offer. There might have some decent missions too, you never know. I'll go down to here first. Look at it a little bit closer. Should be enough. There's not too much.
Orbital flight engaged.
That's not good. I made it too much. Let's go that way. Let's bring it back up there. Before it kicks in the other one. Can we do it? Yeah, yes. My good, oh my good. I'm not quite sure if I want to be here on this ranch. It's a bottle.
Incoming mission critical message.
Oh God, I'm coming. Oops. Please, just go.
Core Dynamics, Bravo, Lima, Alpha. You are entering Federation-controlled airspace. Follow all sanctioned docking protocols. Authorization cleared. Land on pad 10.
Let's have a look at this other place. Why can't we do this today? Why can't we build planet bases today? That'd be awesome. It really would be. I would love to be able to do that.
Descend to flight level 300.
Yeah. Stick together.
Assisted docking initiated.
See, I'd like to be able to build a base in the moon. That would be awesome.
Landing gear deployed.
See, the base is actually big distance. I really get to see a little bit here. Oh, it's on the floor. black market here, so that's crew those. No, I don't want that. Unless there's something decent there to look at. And that one there's okay. More of a data look. Oh, hello, blonde but expert. Yeah, but I just got you ranked up to expert. And you're only getting 5%, you want more money. No, yeah, look that good anyway. See, that looks better. The universal. I might get that one. Put on. Oh no, I don't think that's what I want to. It costs money to have both on. Not that rich, you know. Are they worth it though? What's the story behind them? What's the story? I think you're crazy. So I don't think I want to hide. It might have a pilot, but I don't think I want to hide, you know. We're here. Restock. Down to 19 of those. We'll go to that planet in a moment. Take 50 of those. Actually, material wise, nothing else here was there. Just got black market and that there. Mission board, let's have a look at that. Always have a quick sniff around. There's something interesting, you hang around. If not, it's just like, no, just go back to what you're doing and continue on that. And this is taking too long. Really, nothing. Assassination, civil war in there. No, I'm not really interested in helping people out with their civil wars and that, unless I can make a certain credit. Now, how far is that one away? It's got 9.2, 8.2, 8.1. Oh, that's it, 10.5. There was a planet with there you go. I didn't pay attention to that. It was the planet. That one there had the 10.5. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so that's where we're going to now. We're going to land that.
Landing gear retracted.
Attachment complete. Please exit the port compound.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Incoming mission critical message.
Right, there's garbage. No. Missions get rid of. Parts formations. That can go. There we go. I don't care. We'll get another one of those fucking mission things. I'm really pissed off. Outer space. Let's go find this planet that has 10.5 on it. I thought it was only 10.5. he mentioned the plant. No, it just says 10.5, 1.7 light seconds away. Doesn't give you any more information than we need. If we come across any unidentified signal sources, we'll stop at those, have a look at those, have a sniff at them. Other than that, we're just going to keep cruising. It is a fair hike away from there. Well, I've got 2 buggies in this thing. I'm disappointed you can't launch off fighter, and then have the then launch off the fighter and the buggy. That'd be cool. Can you imagine that you launch off the fighter and then land, launch off the buggy, take off, launch off the fighter, and then have your ship land. Then what's this resource? Too far away to borrow them. I know. Target that one. Just curiosity. High grade we stop. Other than that we don't stop. Dum dum. Weapon fire detected. Are you kidding me? That one. Go back to this one, which is the 10.5. Weapons fire detected. Yeah. C1. Okay, cool. Oh, now I'm going completely dumb. Don't. Concentrate on what you're doing, and I'm tired. I'll land on it. Oh, there's a landing pad. Where is it? I don't know. System. Any bad people out there will kill them. Pirates. Fear this rust bucket. Should have put a FSD on that. I might eventually do that, but I'm going to do that. I could design for more to have an FSD on there as well, and then hunt, just really have some fun. But nah, I'm quite happy with what it is. You're going to take something else off. I don't want to do that. I want to do quite some stuff. You annoy me. Just shoot up some rocks. Gain stuff I need to do for the other one. What I'll do is I'll explore this system and have a look at one thing that I need besides these particular rocks. And if they're good enough quantity in here, if not, I just want to do a search for them when I'm offline type of thing. When I'm not after the next thing, I'll just do a search for certain rocks, find them, get the larger percentage, and then hopefully we can just fly there, collect them if it's too far away, and build up my collection of rocks. Really? ships I have, this is my favourite ship. Because you can use it more than just for one purpose. Where, okay, the crate is pretty much war. You can use it for the other war. The chieftain, pretty much the same thing. It's got to be useless for any other thing, really. A lot of other ships are like that. The Python is a good multi-role ship. Let's have a look, what else is that? That's a nice ring planet. Wow. Hold on a sec. Can we land? Can we land on that one? Is that unlandable? No, I don't think it is. Oh, it is a lander. That is a landable planet. Wow. Look at the rings. Oh no, maybe later we'll have a look at that. Hold on. That's what we've got to. Let's have a quick look. That one there would give us. Oh, don't do that. That one there is going to give us that at 9%. No. This one is at 10%. But I like the rings, and you got that planet too, and you got the sun as well. No. Stick to what we got. I might go explore that one later, because it does look pretty though. Those rings look cool. I'm going to land on the sun side. Okay. Sometimes you find a nice pretty planet sometimes. Let's try and find another.
Orbital flight engaged.
Slow it down. Too steep. Where do we want to go? Find a nice parking spot, and then once we find a parking spot, we're going to then camp. I'll take the buggy out, and then once we take the buggy out, we'll then go from there.
Incoming mission critical message.
See? The filter's useless. Clear all filters, no point. Incoming critical message. I don't care. If there's a way to block it, I would. Maybe here. That looks fine there.
Flight assist off.
See how fast that drops us to the ground. Extremely fast.
Flight assist on.
Spotty orange stuff there. We know what we're after.
Landing gear deployed.
Now we gotta wait for it to turn blue. Depends on where you are. This could take a while. We're going slow enough. spent an hour, I believe, trying to search the whole planet in one little blue spot. I literally had to dismiss my ship because I couldn't drive out from underneath it. And then after trying to get my ship back, I couldn't get back onto the ship because I dismissed it again, and then had to recall and drive to where it's going to land before it landed, and actually had to land on top of me so I could actually get back into the ship. Whoops. That was a perfect spot there. That way. This way. Okay. Perfect. I want to go to that other one. New red planet. Okay. I still really like to have two of different types. I didn't walk.
Low gravity warning.
Low gravity warning. Cool. Nice. It's just.
Ship dismissed.
Bye. Okay. Now, go find a bird. Stuff everywhere. This way. 15 of those. Now, I don't know what it is. And that one now I've got 41 on, so I must use it for some iron. There's a lot of iron here. Very common. I've got 6 of those. So, Alright. Just what the doctor ordered, alright. See, again, a lot of iron and nickel in this place. want a fast planet, and that'd be nice. So this one here, there is a 42. Yeah, I don't want to. Well, the third lowest, and it's giving me that. I don't know what that's for. All the other ones. So this planet I wouldn't mind going on to. Has tungsten, has that which we're after, has that which we're after, has nickel which is high. That which we're after, I think somewhere along the line. Yeah, I might go there later. It's got magnesium. I have to have a look what these are, how many I've got in stock of each item. I think we want to go that there we might be after that as well. But I'm just going to go exploring that later now. Anyway, pause this. my name is King Admiral Commander Black Star Lord, Triple Lead at your service, signing off. Thank you again for watching my videos, and all comments are welcome. You all have a great day now, and yeah, stay